Hi friends. So, welcome to day 11 of Vlogmas. There's no footage because in true Vlogmas fashion as it seems, my SD card corrupted itself and deleted specifically everything from today. So, I have been sitting here crocheting, taking deep breaths and trying not to be super annoyed at this inconvenience, but it is frustrating when, like SD card, you have one job. That's it. That's all you do. So I will be buying a new SD card tomorrow so that I can go on filming for Vlogmas. Like, I don't want to just film on my phone memory because I don't have a lot of phone memory. And like running out of space is really, really frustrating. So, um, let's see what happened today. I went to the Renninger's flea market. I took you guys to the flea market. We went and we saw the plant people, the plant lady and the plant guy. They didn't have anything that I wanted, but there was this beautiful Hoya blooming at the plant guy's booth. And I took pictures and video of it, which are lost in the ether. I What else did we do? We went to Lowe's and walked around their outside plant area because they have all the Christmas trees out, and it just smelled divine, amazing. Um, so we did that. I went to the Goodwill, and while I didn't have like anything specific I was looking for, I found two really awesome things. I got a Max, which I'm really excited about because I feel like I'm always saying that I feel like my Grinch collection is heavily Grinch and there's not enough Max in it. So when I saw him, he was like shoved in a shelf like this. I was like, oh, Max. So I got him. And then I got this for my mom. Little angel, little singing angel. So I'll bring this with me to Alabama when we go for my grandma's birthday party this coming weekend. It definitely needs to be cleaned, but she's in really good condition otherwise. It was only $2. Like sometimes the Goodwill just, I never know. You never know what to expect with that Goodwill pricing. Speaking of the Goodwill, um, I was, I'm gonna put this. I was walking around, in the aisles, and I didn't have my earplugs in, so I could hear the world. And I was hearing music playing, and I'm like, where's that coming from? It's not the store music. So then I was like, oh man, did I accidentally hit Pandora on my phone and like I'm walking around with music playing out of my bag? So I look and no, it's not my phone. And it was just quiet enough that if you like were talking to someone, you wouldn't have heard it. But because I wasn't talking to anybody, I hear this soft music playing. And I'm looking around trying to figure out what it is. And then I notice feet underneath this rack of like blankets and bed sheets, and there was a kid who was underneath where all of the blankets and quilts were hanging. He was underneath and behind the blanket, sitting crisscross applesauce, listening to music on his phone. And I was just like, okay, that happened. So, um, I went to Waffle House and I had a chocolate chip waffle and some grits and eggs, which is definitely that's one of my like guilty pleasure meals, I guess. I love I love going eating at the Waffle House, specifically chocolate chip waffles. Um, and then I came home. I watered my plants today, and I was crocheting on my crochet memories blanket. Now, I showed this block in yesterday's vlog, and when I was looking at it, I was like, it looks like a rectangle, but I didn't think anything of it. And then today I joined this yarn to it, and then I started this one. But when I got to the third block, um, I was like, no, this isn't right. And I counted them, and I had 11 squares one, no, 10 squares one way and 9 squares the other. Couldn't figure out how I did it. Ended up having to rip back this whole block, and half of this one to figure out where my error was. And I am now good. I found what I did wrong, and now we're trucking ahead successfully. I didn't add this one back in yet because when I crocheted it in originally, I got halfway through the green and remembered that this green is a yarn that I dyed myself, and I didn't exhaust the dye, so it bleeds. So because I had to frog it, I said, okay, well, let me at least not work this back in and like soak the green so that I can crochet it back into the blanket and not worry about it bleeding all the way into this yellow, because I connected them this way, I think. So it was going in rainbow order. So I had red, orange, yellow, and then green, blue, purple. But I'm really enjoying the Crochet Memories blanket pattern. Like it's it gives me the feel of a granny stitch, but not. And I like that. I also like that I'm able to use up my teeny tiny little my teeny tiny little scraps. Each block weighs about 7 to 8 grams. And so far I have multiple, like this is 4 different yarns that are in here, 4 different leftovers. So I am currently working through this bag, and this is my less than 5 gram minis stash, because evidently I don't throw anything away. So past Kalisha organized all of her minis into less than 5 grams, 5 to 9, 10 gram, and 20 gram bags. So I'm gonna work through all of my tiny scraps and then start making um, full squares, like full color squares. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying mixing together yarns that have specific memories. Like this block is all about my godson. So my best friend's son, he's I think he turns 5 this year. Does he turn 5 or does he turn 6? I think he turns 5. What is time? Anyway, when he was born, I made him a set of baby booties, mittens, like baby mittens, and a diaper cover. The booties and the diaper cover matched, and then the mittens were made out of this yarn. They were navy blue for the hand, and the brown was the cuff. And this yarn is by the Fiber Seed, and I bought this yarn at a local, well, what used to be a local to me yarn shop, but they closed, I think, just before the pandemic, or maybe a couple years before the pandemic. Actually, they closed a few years before the pandemic, actually. But I got these 2 yarns, the brown and the navy blue there. And then this yarn is a Hedgehog Fibers mini that I bought at a yarn shop when I actually went up to Maryland when my best friend had her son. So I went up there, to be with them, and got to take his newborn pictures and everything. And I specifically remember being in the hospital, like in the hospital room with them, and my best friend was sleeping, her husband was sleeping, and the baby was in the little bassinet thing, and he started kind of, fussing a little bit. And I picked him up and was rocking him, and I put my sound machine on that I use for babies in the studio, and he calmed down. And it just like, it was so sweet. Like, but so yeah, this this block is my godson block. Um, yeah, the white is just to finish out the square. It's nothing special. But I think I'm really gonna love that idea of the cozy or the crochet memories blanket, because that's what it's supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to be able to take these leftovers from special projects and work them into a bigger project so that when you look at the different things, it brings back those memories. And that's really important to me specifically because I have a hard time with memory to begin with certain things. Like random stuff like song lyrics all day. I got all of them. They're in my head. But like, I don't know, more poignant things just fall out of my brain. So I, because of that, I think that's the reason why I love vlogging so much and taking pictures and memory keeping that way, because I don't trust my brain to keep things. Like, I don't, like, today when I went to the flea market, I've been there so many different times, and today I saw a sign that said Artist Village, I think, and I've never seen that sign before. So I walked over and was kind of looking, and they had these little houses that were painted all these different ways. Like, one of them had eyes painted on it and fish, and it was really wild. And there was like a dinosaur statue back there, just completely weird stuff, right? And I, when I saw it, I immediately wanted to take a picture or take a video to capture that memory. And I feel like things like that are so fleeting. Like, the experience is so fleeting that, one, I don't think my brain would record that. And the only reason that I'm pulling it up now is because I know that I don't have the video that I wanted to look back on, so I'm like trying to force my brain to recall these things. And I know that, we should be working on memory and stuff like that, I guess. But at the same time, I'm just like, there's so many things that I see, and I feel like I take in so much, and I'm always observing things that it's so easy for those things to just, pass by. So I don't know how I got into that, but I don't trust my brain. I love memory keeping because I don't trust my brain. I love creating tangible things that evoke memories, um, to help me with that. Speaking of tangible things and memories, when I was at Lowe's, I had gone in the store to look and see if they had any plants that I wanted. They didn't. And when I walked out, the smell of all the Christmas trees just kind of like hit me in the face. And it immediately brought to mind my grandma's house. And it was as if I was time traveling. Like, the smell of the Christmas trees brought back my grandma used to get these big trees. And I called my mom and asked her if grandma ever got real trees when I was little. And she said no, but I don't think that was quite right. I think my grandma did, because I remember being small enough to get under the Christmas tree and just laying underneath the Christmas tree and looking up. And my grandma she put the Christmas tree in front of the living room windows. So I'd be in the corner between the Christmas tree and the window wall looking up at the lights. And I just remember that. And I haven't, that memory has been so far back in my brain. I don't remember the last time I thought about that. It was probably when I was doing it, was the last time I thought about that. But having that memory brought up because of the smell of the Christmas trees was such a cool experience. So, yeah, that was today. So, I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's midnight. So I should probably get ready to go to sleep. Um, tomorrow afternoon is our department's Christmas party, and they're having an ugly sweater contest or something like that. And one of the things I wanted to do was create a Grinch sweater, because I just said I was getting ready to go to bed, and then I started talking again. Whatever. So I have these onesies. It's the same onesie that's in my intro, but I have like 5. I have this one that has the hearts, the 3 sizes, and it has the Grinch face on the hood. And then I have one that's the same style, but it says the Grinch on the chest. Then I have one that's slightly different. Like, all 3 of them are slightly different greens. The third one has pockets, and it's the new cartoon Grinch. So the Grinch face is the new cartoon Grinch on that one. And then I have a green onesie, like green fabric onesie with pattern on it. And then I have a white fabric onesie with pattern on it that I got this year. So evidently it has become a yearly tradition for me to buy a Grinch onesie. That's a thing. So what I wanted to do was make this into a hoodie by cutting it at the waist, so right below the zipper, cutting it like that. And my initial plan was to cut it and hem it, and then with the bottom, like the legs, put an elastic waistband on them, and make them into like Grinch pants, because why not? So I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do that to this one with the heart, or the one that says the Grinch. And I decided to do it to the one that says the Grinch. And I'm so excited about it. I'm upset that you guys don't get to see my reaction after cutting, making my Grinch hoodie, because your girl was feeling herself. I will say that. So I'll show you guys that tomorrow. But there are no Grinch pants, because I guess that the one that says the Grinch is smaller than the one with the hearts, because when I cut it, the pants didn't come up to my waist. So my top booty would have been out if I made pants out of them. They'd be like super ultra low rise, and I'm not about that life. So there are no Grinch pants. And that's okay. So I'm excited for you guys to see that tomorrow. Right now, I'm going to finish drinking my hot cocoa and my ice water. and crochet, like finish crocheting this square, maybe make another one while I'm up because I don't feel like going to sleep yet. And then I'll go to sleep. I am proud of myself for not getting ultra crazy frustrated about the SD card situation. I can't figure out what is going on because I put that SD card in this phone a couple months ago. So it was in here a couple months before Vlogmas started, working fine. And then come Vlogmas, it's like, screw you and everything you believe in. I don't know. But like I said, I will be getting a new SD card tomorrow. And hopefully that will resolve the issues. I need to go ahead and pull the other pictures and videos off of that SD card before it, I don't know, self-destructs. But it's just so weird that it is only, and it's not even all of today that it like ate corrupted. It's like after 1 o'clock today. And I'm like, what the heck happened to you at 1? You had like an existential crisis at 1 o'clock and was like, no, I can't handle this type of pressure anymore. I don't know. So there's that. Onward and upward. Everything is okay. Yeah. Sometimes things are frustrating and sometimes things don't go the way that we plan or accept or expect. But you just have to grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Oh, the courage to change the things I can and the wisdom to know the difference. Serenity to accept the fact that I cannot change the fact that my SD card is just a jerk. Courage. I mean, I don't know if it's really courage to go to the store and buy a new one. And wisdom to know that this is what I should do, that I should not sit scrolling through Google trying to find ways to recover these videos. Just let it go. Just let it go. So, all that being said, I hope you are well. I just heard Tootie yelling, barking in a tone of voice. They are ready to come inside. So, let me let her in before she run off down the street. Bye, friends.